Hey guys, this is Mel, and I'm back to talk about Arrow, 2 episodes this time. Episode 718, titled Lost Canary, which premiered April 15th, 2019, as well as episode 719, titled Spartan, which premiered April 22nd, 2019 on the CW. I'm recording technically, it's 11:57 p.m. on April 22nd. So, huge spoiler alert. If you haven't seen the 2 episodes already, please go do so first and then come back and see what I have to say about the episode. My other video reminders will be up on screen. Take a moment to remind yourselves of those. I'm going to try to do this in 20 minutes. So, let's start the clock and let's begin with what happened in these 2 episodes. So, for the main plot reminder, I'm going to have to say for 718 is the fact that it pretty much focuses on the Canaries. And I think this is in reference to the whole birds of prey concept. Without it being birds of prey. So there's that. Now with the 719, the plot reminder, I guess you could say, is stopping the ninth circle. The fact that it's also titled Spartan kind of gives away to the fact that it's going to have a bit more of a Diggle backstory to it, which was great. So there's that. Let's move to the most shocking moment of the episode. 718, we get Laurel, aka Black Siren, being the Black Canary in the future in 2040. 2040. So there's that. So she does get her redemption arc. So that's pretty awesome there. But for 719, the shocking moment is the fact that Felicity destroyed her Archer program. So that the ninth circle doesn't have it in their possession anymore. So there's that. Let's move on to storylines. For 718, I picked up on 3 different storylines. First one being Black Siren returns, second one being Kodiak returns, and the third one being the flash forwards. And so with that one, with the first storyline with Black Siren returning, she has accusations for murder against her, which leads her to losing her job as the DA. We see her teaming up with Shadow Thief to pull off some more criminal dealings. And this results in Felicity, Dinah, recruiting Sarah Lance to come in, aka the White Canary, to help bring Black Siren back from this destructive path. So there's that. With the second storyline, Kodiak is the male longbow hunter that was working for Diaz. We do find out a little bit more about his return, which I will talk about a little bit later on in my Amico update. So hang tight there. And then as well with the flash forwards, I'll talk about it in one moment in that section. So let's get into 719 storylines. I got pretty much stopping the ninth circle, as well as the second one being the flash forwards, which I'll talk about in just a moment. But pretty much stopping the ninth circle storyline involves going to General Stewart, being kidnapped for weapon codes, and then having Archer being stolen. All this because of Dante and the ninth circle with Emiko, all of them trying to get the secret weapon type of thing, which I will talk about in a little moment. That it's a huge episode thing was based around that as well. So there's that. Last scene of the episodes for 718. The last scene was in the flash forwards with Mia getting rescued by Laurel, aka the future Black Canary. So there's that. And 719, we do get the last scene being Emiko killing Dante after finding out that he's the one that orchestrated the death of her mother. And he explains it as he killed the last remainder of her former life. So there's that. So beforehand, I did have a flashbacks segment, but since none were featured in these 2 episodes, we'll skip over that. And we'll go to the flash forward update. So with 718, we do see the Canary network being decimated by Galaxy 1. And this is due to the new Archer program soldier version that they have going in the field to decimate the Canary network. And by the end of the episode, Mia ends up getting her hands on one of the Archer soldier helmets, thanks to Black Canary, and she is told to bring it back to Felicity, which leads to the 719 flash forwards, which is that the helmet's too fried to the point that Felicity needs a part. And because of this, Connor and Mia go to the black market. This leads them to the Deathstroke clan, which apparently is run by JJ, aka John Diggle Jr. We also find out that people part of the Deathstroke clan have this mark on their neck as a member. It's a symbol of the Deathstroke mask that is only seen by a black light. So that's pretty cool there. We also find out that Connor hasn't seen JJ in about a year. and they used to be really close beforehand. And he mentioned how, like, after a fight between JJ and John Diggle, it led to a rebellious phase, which led to him being part of the Deathstroke clan, which led him to being a leader or something like that. That's what I understand from it, though. But we got a little bit more about the Diggle family dynamic, which is fitting because it is Spartan. It's supposed to be around Diggle. We just didn't think it'd be generational and all that. We also find out that after they complete their mission with the Deathstroke clan and get the piece that Felicity needs, she discovers through the helmet that the Archer program has expanded beyond what she originally thought. With the one soldier, they have many soldiers that have the capability of Archer while having the ability to mobilize themselves, I think, from my understanding. So there's that. So let's move on to my Green Arrow update. I'm going to change this to a ninth circle update, or an Emiko update, whatever you want to call it. To be clear, in 717, I truly thought it was the night circle, not ninth as in the number. So glad I got that correct. But in 718, we do have Oliver and Diggle finding out that Dante is the one who hired Kodiak, the longbow hunter, to assassinate Emiko's mother. And in 718, or 719, Oliver does everything he can to deliver that discovery to Emiko in hopes that it would have her flipping on the ninth circle, but instead she takes that information and kills Dante as revenge for her mom. After he explains that it's because he wanted to sever ties from her former life and such. So there's that. Let's move on to main tidbits very quickly. So for 718, we do find out that Earth 2 Sarah was pregnant at one point, because Laurel brought up the fact that she's not a stranger to helping someone hide their pregnancy when she did that for Felicity in the episode with the champagne. So there's that. We also have Laurel, or Black Siren, planning to return to Earth 2 after deciding she's got to stop running from her former life. And eventually, from the flash forward, she does return. We just don't know when. But I believe we do see the end of her in the present day at this moment. So, because she goes to Earth 2. So there's that. Now with 719, though, tidbits, let's go. We do meet General Stewart, which is Diggle's stepfather. He was originally John's father's CO in the military. And he started seeing he started dating John's mother 6 months after his father was killed in action. So that led to some very tense dynamics between John and his stepfather until he was 18, and then he hasn't really seen him since. So there's that. We also have John learning the truth behind his father's death, and it was something that General Stewart wanted to keep from John, to have him still believe that his father was a hero type thing. So that's a whole progress thing there. We also see Felicity destroying the Archer program because of it being in the hands of the ninth circle, but Elina saved the raw code of Archer program in hopes of Felicity rebuilding and modifying it to prevent what the ninth circle had done to it. But Felicity refuses. So there's that. I guess that's another side one I could have said was Felicity's smoke technologies plans and stuff like that. But anyways, we also find out that Renee's conflicted about Emiko and what side she truly is on. We also find out there is one more phase for the ninth circle's plans. And then we do have a name drop of Dr. Will Magnus. Apparently he's a big deal in the biotech industry. The prospect of him investing in Archer was something Felicity was just gobsmacked about, and that's like their ticket, she was saying. So there was that. But let's move on to top favorite moments. For 718, I will have to say that the fact that we got the Canaries reuniting was a huge favorite for mine. The fact that we got Sarah Lance returning. And not just in one scene. She was very integral in the episode. She came back as White Canary. She came back with her own Canary Cry wristband that was modified by Felicity. But it was just great to see that, because we don't really see Sarah as White Canary on Legends of Tomorrow. Yes, she uses her skills, but we don't see her in the signature costume that she wears. So it was really great to see her wear that in the episode. It was also great to see her having scenes with Laurel with Black Siren and getting that type of dynamic between them, learning a little bit about their doppelgangers, essentially. It was also great just to see the strength and unity between the 4 women, to see Felicity being so hell-bent on helping Laurel and being there for her, and then to see her turn the minds of Dinah and Sarah when it came to her as well, and then to see all 4 of them team up together was just a fantastic thing as well. Which kind of, it's kind of a major favorite, because like another favorite ended up being the dynamic between Sarah and Laurel, which was awesome. And then another favorite was Felicity's faith in Laurel, or Black Siren, and just getting all that. So it really was, anything related to the Canaries was like a huge thing in the present day Canaries. Flash forward Canaries, I was a little annoyed with, but present day Canaries, having that 4-way team up was just like awesome. Also, just to see confirmation in the flash forwards that Laurel does become worthy enough to be Black Canary was just like, it's just proof like she does get that, she does complete her redemption arc. It was just like, that was so fulfilling for me, because it's like, I didn't have to, not only do I know that she's still alive in the future, but the fact that she continued on and tried to bring about the legacy of her doppelganger. So I thought that was pretty cool. Now with 719, I would have to say a favorite of mine has to be the dynamic between John and his stepfather, General Stewart. It was great to see the progress, and my favorite part of the dynamic is the final scene they had with each other, when John not only thanked him, but acknowledged why he was lied to, and then how General Stewart was like, every child deserves to see their father as a hero, and then it helped turn John into a hero. But then John was like, if I'm a hero, it's because of you, his stepfather, that he's a hero. So and then to have them hug was just really great, to see them finally come to an understanding, which was really great. Also, it was just very interesting to see, because Diggle is always so like calm and collected. He always has a level head about things, but then when it came to his stepfather, he was very anxious. He was very jittery. He was very like nervous. He was like, you could really see him revert back to the kid he was when in the presence of his childhood authority figure type thing, right? So it was very interesting to see Diggle in that type of light. So that was pretty cool there. And another favorite I had for the episode was just the flash forward scenes between Connor and Mia. It was just great to see her finally getting an understanding of what Connor has been through, not only with keeping secrets from her, and how that was such a lonely time for him, because like he wasn't close with his family at the time anymore. And the fact that he was on the out, learning a little bit more about JJ and the dynamic they had before, until what it is now and how different it is. It was just really interesting to see the 2 of them together, to see how they work with just the 2 of them. Also just to see some sort of understanding, and for her to learn a little bit more about him, and to hear where he's come from without any filters. So it was really great to see. And they also had a small moment, a little close moment encounter that could have gone maybe toward like a kiss in the moment, but then like it didn't, because like that's not really the right time. But it was set up that like that's a possibility. So I do appreciate that. So there's that. Let's move on to top peeve moments. So the first one, or I only had one actually for the 2. But 718's peeve was the fact that Laurel was leaving Earth 2 just when she got her name cleared of those murder charges, claiming that she was undercover and trying to take down the criminal organization and stuff. I mean, like, I'm loving Black Siren Laurel a lot better than I liked original Laurel. So it's just like, it kind of sucks that now she's leaving, but I understand that she needs to leave to finish what she started back at home. But I'm hoping we get more of her in the flash forwards then, while she's currently away in the present day. So there's that. For 719, my peeve was the fact that it was in the sneak peek clip that they released before the episode aired, and that was when Oliver meets General Stewart for the first time. It was a peeve for me that Oliver didn't suspect that there was something more, like there was more of like a military dynamic between General Stewart and Diggle. Like the moment you walk in and you understand, and the way that General Stewart talks to Diggle and like calls him by name and like knows these little tidbits, it's like, oh, he's connected to John somehow. He's not just like, oh, this is my CO, or oh, this is my former boss or anything. It's like, no, this guy knows has known Diggle for a very long time. Whether I would have suspected father, but then it turned out to be stepfather. But I was just really annoyed that with Oliver's observational skills, that he couldn't pick up on the fact that there is something else or going on or something else connecting the two of them together. And it just really bugged me that Oliver should have known. Like the moment that the first moment that General Stewart addresses Diggle by name and with that familiarity, it's just like, oh no, he knows him somehow type of thing. It's not just like acquaintances and stuff, right? So that was a peeve there. I just felt like Oliver should have known just from like observing the dynamic and like the dialect between the two. So there's that. But let's move on to random questions very quickly. For 718, I was wondering if Sarah's visit in this episode was meant to happen during season 4 of Legends, or if it was meant to take place after the season 4 finale, just because of how the air dates of season 4B of Legends ended up being 3 months after 7B of Arrow started. So I'm just wondering where Sarah, in mindset, where is Sarah meant to be when she comes to Star City? So there's that. And another question was, if Laurel is leaving for Earth 2 now, when will she return to align with her appearance in the future? Is it going to be years? Is it only shortly she'll come back? Like, when is the next time we'll see Laurel? And maybe is she going to be donning the Black Canary persona, or is it going to take a lot longer before she gets there? So there's that. Also, I thought of another question just now, which pertains more to 718 than 719, is the fact that, does Donna Smoke, Felicity's mom, ever find out about Mia? Because we know that Team Arrow doesn't know about the Olicity baby. Only Diggle and only Laurel know about the baby, which is kind of confirmed in the future flash forwards. But then that I'm left wondering, does Thea ever find out as Oliver's sister? Does Donna ever find out because of she's Felicity's mom? Or is Mia like really kept under wraps except for Laurel and Diggle knowing? So that's a question there. But for 719, the only question I really had was the fact that, is it possible that Elina is the one behind the Archer program being online and in the wrong hands in the future storyline? Because we do know the Archer program is online. It's also attached to these robotic soldiers. It's being mobilized. It's the enemy program right now. And yet, in the present day, Felicity destroyed the program. So it's like, so I'm wondering if Elina is the one who got it up and running again behind Felicity's back, and that's the reason why it's now causing mayhem in the future. So there's that right there. But let's move on to predictions very quickly. Based off the promo for 720, it looks like there are 2 dead guards with arrows nearby that the SCPD is investigating. It looks like Oliver is being framed. It could be because of Emiko trying to put him back in prison. It also looks like Felicity is called into questioning against Oliver. I don't know how that's possible, since she is his wife. That should give her immunity against questioning or something against him. I don't know. But based off the synopsis for 720, it reads that when they learn of an upcoming attack on the city, Team Arrow calls Roy Harper to help them stop the Ninth Circle. However, things go awry and there is a massive collateral damage. As captain of the SCPD, Dinah investigates what happened in an episode that takes on a true crime narrative and tone. I don't know if that last sentence was meant to be more of a description for us about what the setup is going to be, or if that's truly how it's supposed to be like set, like to describe for us. I have no idea. But we're finally going to get Roy Harper in the present day. I'm wondering if that's going to mean that Thea is going to be with him. They better explain where she is if she's not with him. Because the last we have seen Roy Harper in the present day, he went with Thea and with Nissa to go find the Lazarus pits, I believe. So there's that. But otherwise, that's pretty much it, guys. But since I haven't made an Arrow video since before this hiatus had started, some season 8 news, it was announced on March 30th that Emily Bett Rickards, aka Felicity, is leaving the show after season 7 finishes. She won't be a series regular for the last 10 episodes of the series, which is season 8. Now, I'm wondering if this is to account for Felicity hiding her pregnancy and going in hiding and being absent from everyone, and that's why it makes sense for her to be leaving the show now because of what they set up in the flash forwards. But then that has me thinking, does that mean that she knew she would plan to leave the show long before they started figuring out how they're going to set up season 7, when they create, especially when they were creating the backstory of Mia Smoke? Because like, if they knew that Felicity was always going to hide, first off, have the baby, but then hide the existence of the baby to the point that Team Arrow didn't know about it, then that would mean that she had to have out of sight, out of mind type of thing. So that must have been, there's the timer, that must have been setting up for her not being there for a while. So I'm wondering if this was a decision that has been long decided and they're just now releasing the news now, or if this was just things happened to line up the way they did and now is the opportunity. But if that's the case, I have a feeling that they might kill, or I also seen theories as well too, that because she's leaving, and if they do continue with the flash forward concept in season 8, that they might have to kill off future Felicity just so that they can cover the fact that she's away in the present because she's in hiding with the baby. But then if she's present in the future storyline, then they got to find a way to not have her there if she's not on the show anymore, right? So I'm kind of surprised that she's not going to be here for the last 10, but storyline wise, I guess it makes sense. But otherwise, that was the only news that they released within like 3 weeks that we were on break. So what'd you guys think of the news? Like, I was definitely surprised by it. The Instagram was definitely full of like goodbyes when they were wrapping and everything. It's just like, wow. But anyways, what did you guys think of these 2 episodes? That's all I'm going to say about it. What do you guys like about it? What do you think will happen next? Let me know in the comments down below. Love to hear your thoughts, theories, and predictions about all that stuff. Also, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to my channel, and check my other videos if you haven't done so already. If you want, check out my Tumblr page. The link for that is down below. I read blog promos, web clips, quotes, gifs, synopses, news, all the good stuff. All found in one place. Go check that out. I am behind, but I hope to catch up after the finales have all aired. So be on the lookout for that. If you want, check out my WordPress account. Link for that is down below. Everything I post online is connected to WordPress. Work in progress. It's a little more organized and a little more detailed, but just be aware of that. But otherwise, that is pretty much it. So thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you so much for your patience. I hope you come back in 2 weeks when I do another video combining 720 and 721 together. So be on the lookout for that. Otherwise, check out my other videos in the meantime. But until then, guys, this is Mel. Wish you all a great day, great week wherever you are. Bye for now.